Imagine this. You're standing there, sweltering Saturday morning, mid-September, in Tiruchirappalli, Trichy. The air's just thick with anticipation. Horns are blaring, and there's this ripple, right? Through the crowd. Whispers turn into cheers. Phones shoot up like periscopes everywhere. And then the chant erupts. Unka Vijay never, and your Vijay is coming. But this isn't a movie scene playing out. This is the real deal. Superstar Joseph Vijay, Thalapathy Vijay, as everyone knows him, making his grand political entrance. And what an entrance it was. We're diving deep today into what might just be one of the most talked about political roadshows in Tamil Nadu's recent history. This isn't just, a quick visit. It's a massive 98-day odyssey, covering all 38 districts. It kicked off September 13th, 2025, and it's set to wrap up down in Madurai on December 20th. It's huge.
It really is. And what's genuinely fascinating, I think, is how seamlessly that whole spectacle of cinema translates into politics there. In Tamil Nadu specifically, we're basically watching a new chapter unfold in this long-standing tradition where film stars don't just entertain people, they often end up ruling. It's deep in the state's political DNA. So today, we'll dig into the roots of that connection, look at the man himself, Vijay, and figure out what this electric entry, as you called it, really means for the political landscape.
Absolutely. Our mission today is to unpack all of this for you, to pull out the key insights, make sense of the chaos, the sheer enthusiasm, and those deep political narratives playing out. So get ready. It's going to be a gripping conversation. Okay, let's dive into that first week then. Rewind to September 13th, 2025. Trichy, picture those streets. The energy was just palpable, electric. We saw Vijay rolling in aboard this custom-built caravan. I mean, this thing was sleek, solar-powered, decked out in his party's colors.
Quite the machine.
Right. And the enthusiasm, it was overwhelming. Roads were clogged for hours, which should have been maybe a 2-hour drive. From the Srirangam temple to the Chakiram bus stand, it turned into a 6-hour marathon.
6 hours, wow.
Yeah. Thousands just poured out, dropped their weekend plans completely. We heard these stories, auto drivers ditching fares, students actually bunking classes, homemakers clutching these placards reading, Vijay Anna, save our jobs. Passionate stuff. And women particularly, they were the loudest block. Their cheers were this powerful mix of adoration, but also real aspiration. We heard from one resident. She came all the way from Perambalur, waited since dawn. She said her heart belonged to him, not just for the movies, but for fighting for them. What's your read on that kind of grand, almost theatrical entrance setting the stage?
Oh, it's an instant masterclass in political theater, isn't it? That spontaneous outpouring, that complete blurring of fandom and political support, that's just classic Tamil Nadu politics. It's embedded deep. We've seen it before, time and again. You think of MG Ramachandran, right? The legendary MGR. He just effortlessly swapped film scripts for political office, founded the AIADMK, became chief minister multiple times.
A true icon.
Absolutely. And then there's C.N. Annadurai, the playwright who became the DMK patriarch. His oratory basically defined the Dravidian movement's rise. Vijay stepping right into those huge footprints and the social media explosion. I mean, instantly. Hashtag TVK Vijay Trichy visit trending nationally, clicks of the caravan getting millions of views. It tells you this isn't just politics, it's a cultural spectacle. It grabs everyone's attention, and that acts like this accelerant for his political ambitions right from day one.
So if he is following in those footsteps, we need to understand Vijay himself a bit better. Born 1974, Chennai. Started as a child artist back in the 80s, then completely conquered Kollywood, the Tamil film industry. Blockbusters like Gilly in 04, Kathy 14, Master just in 2021, over 60 films, billions at the box office. His film career isn't just entertainment. What we're seeing now, I think, is how that deep connection he built on screen across generations, really, is being directly turned into political capital.
Exactly. He's a cultural phenomenon with this incredible grassroots reach because of that.
But politics, that's a whole new script for him. So how does he actually start writing this new script? What's the first act we saw?
Well, he starts by building his own stage, essentially. He formally launched his party, the Tamilaga Vetri Kazhagam, TVK, back in February 2024. And he positioned it very clearly as a fresh alternative, an alternative to the DMK and the AIADMK, the two giants, the duopoly, that have dominated Tamil Nadu politics for decades. His pitch, it's pretty simple, and it clearly resonates. Social justice, reforming education, empowering women, and a corruption-free state. He's straight up declared, we are the third force, a clear signal he wants to shake things up.
Okay, so how does this new party, TVK, fit into that really rich history of Tamil Nadu politics? with all its deep ideologies and movements.
Yeah, that's fascinating how they're positioning themselves. Now, Vijay doesn't have like a direct lineage back to Periyar, the founder of the Dravidian movement, that whole anti-caste social justice ideology. He wasn't groomed in that system. But his 2024 manifesto, it definitely echoes those core Dravidian themes. Rationalism, Tamil pride, federal rights, especially pushing back against Hindi imposition. That's always a big issue there. Critics might say, okay, he's ideology light because he didn't come up through the party ranks. But his actions, they speak volumes, don't they? Like that 2025 drive, donating 1,000 bikes to girl students in the Delta districts, funded entirely by fan meets.
That's a powerful image.
It is. And if you look at the polls, like that August 2025 Mood of the Nation poll, it showed 22% of young people favoring TVK. That's compared to DMK's 35%. That's a significant chunk, suggesting there's an ideological pull beyond just, star power. It's tapping into something.
A significant shift indeed. So the momentum built fast. That first party conference in Vikravandi, October 2024, drew over 100,000 people, a lakh attendees. And that was despite, apparently, some last-minute permit issues.
Always hurdles for the newcomer.
Seems like it. By early 2025, TVK had these quiet wins. Enrolling over 10 lakh members digitally, that's huge. Setting up youth wings in colleges all over the state. Even testing the waters in local body polls. Getting their feet wet. Then came August 21st, 2025, Thursday. That second state conference in Madurai at Parapari grounds. That's where Vijay showed a sharper edge, right? Flanked by his party leaders like C.T. Nimal Kumar. And he didn't hold back. He slammed the ruling DMK. View script history in 2026, he thundered to the sea of yellow flags. That was very MGR-like in charisma, but with nods to Periyar's rationalism too.
Yeah, that Madurai event spread over 300 acres. That wasn't just a rally, that was a massive statement of intent and capability. You had vendors selling TVK scarves next to roasted corn stands, kids waving cutouts of Vijay from his Leo movie poster. Even, apparently, some older, maybe more skeptical folks were murmuring about the new wave. It just shows this deep understanding of how to connect with the masses. It's a strategy his star predecessors perfected, and he's clearly learned from them. And that rapid digital enrollment, the youth wings, it suggests more than just popularity. It points to a pretty effective modern organization that can actually mobilize people and resources quickly, which is crucial if you're challenging the big guys.
Okay, let's talk about the campaign trail itself now. This 98-day tour, the plan seems meticulous. 15 weeks, one district each weekend, carefully planned stops for public meetings, youth interactions, women's forums. It's almost like a massive voter census, isn't it? Trying to map the mood on everything from potholes in Madurai to the huge issue of NEET exams in Coimbatore and the Delta farmers' distress in Thanjavur.
It's about listening, yeah, not just broadcasting.
Exactly. But as you expect, not everyone's completely starstruck.
Oh, absolutely not. There's definitely skepticism out there. You have figures like Seaman, the NTK chief, known for his fiery speeches. He downplayed the buzz around September 14th, quipped something like, "It's the actor they came for, not the politician."
Ouch.
Yeah. He even suggested other stars could pull bigger crowds, which, in Tamil Nadu, with its history of star power, is maybe a fair point to raise. But the data we're seeing, it tells a slightly different story, doesn't it?
It does seem to. Party insiders were reporting that TVK's membership app saw a huge 40% spike right after that Trichy kickoff. And the demographics are really interesting. There's this surge from Gen Z and millennials. We're talking 18 to 35-year-olds. These are the kids who've been watching reels of Vijay's anti-caste comments from his film Beagle back in 2019. And now they seem to be channeling that vibe into actual political support.
Yeah, it suggests something deeper than just celebrity worship. It feels like it's tapping into real social concerns, real frustrations, maybe.
But as you said, hurdles. The road hasn't been totally smooth. As the caravan was heading towards Perambalur on September 14th, problems popped up. Highway repairs caused traffic jams, and then these last-minute tussles over permits with local authorities.
Sure.
It immediately fueled rumors of sabotage.
Predictable, perhaps?
Maybe. TVK's IT wing hit back fast on X, what used to be Twitter, shared footage of their teams prepping campaign buses at 9:30 a.m. sharp, trying to counter the narrative. Deputy Secretary Nirmal Kumar tweeted, "DMP fears our leader," echoing complaints they'd made before the tour even started about various crises, like being denied venues.
And these hiccups, as you call them, they also shine a light on real existing infrastructure issues. Tamil Nadu spent, read 2 lakh crore on roads since 2021. Huge sums. But audits from the CAG, the government auditor, they suggest the results are kind of mixed. So things that look like minor snags on a political tour can actually tap into much broader public frustrations about whether things are actually improving on the ground. For a new party, these initial problems can look bad, but If they're seen as being caused by opponents, that can actually galvanize support too. It's a double-edged sword.
Interesting point. And then by that evening, Vijay himself addressed the problem directly. He put out this heartfelt apology to the people in Perambalur because his stop there got cut short. Posted something like, "I'll be back soon, your wait won't be in vain." That kind of personal touch, we've seen it before. It just seems to melt more hearts than any fiery political speech sometimes.
It absolutely does. That mix of accessibility and humility, it's a really potent political tool. It acknowledges people's inconvenience, shows he cares, but also reinforces his commitment. It makes him look like a candidate who engages directly, not one hiding behind party structures. And that often plays really well with voters looking for authenticity.
Okay, so Vijay's definitely making waves. But politics isn't a solo act, right? How are the established players, especially the ruling DMK, reacting to this new third force suddenly appearing on their turf? What's their immediate response been?
Yes. This is where it gets really interesting, I think. Barely 24 hours into this massive tour, Vijay zeroes right in on the ruling DMK. On September 15th, he puts out this statement, quite pointed, that just lit up the news channels. He directly linked the huge crowds and fervor for his tour to anxious moments within DMK circles. And he specifically referenced Chief Minister MK Stalin's recent letter to his own party cadres. Stalin had written that letter just before the DMK's big Muparum Visa event, their mega unity meeting set for September 28th in Karur.
Okay.
In that letter, which got circulated around September 12th, Stalin was rallying his troops. He warned them about, quote, new political enemies lurking on the horizon, urged a big show of unity ahead of the 2026 assembly elections. He didn't name names, of course, but the subtext. It was screaming TVK. Everyone knew who he meant.
And Vijay didn't miss a beat, did he? He shot right back. It said something like, the spontaneous awakening for TVK, not just in Tamil Nadu, but beyond, has caused much anxiety to our opponents. The public is questioning the obstacles they pose. That's not just mudslinging, is it? It feels like a very deliberate opening shot.
Oh, it's entirely strategic. Look at Stalin's letter. It paints the DMK as this fortress of ideals, right? 75 years strong, rooted in Dravidian principles, equality, federalism. And he had that veiled dig. We are not a movement that disrupts public life with din and crowds lacking ideology, clearly aimed at the spectacle of the crowds around Vijay, trying to frame it as style over substance.
Right, contrasting principled meetings with, well, noisy crowds.
Exactly. And Stalin, who is, of course, the son of the DMK icon M. Karunanidhi, he doubled down on this at a Chennai press conference on September 13th, said, "Our meets are principled and peaceful, no empty gatherings for us." This is classic DMK playbook. We saw it back in the 70s when they tried to frame MGR as just flash without substance, called him a charm-dependent novice. It's a consistent strategy. Question the depth, the ideological grounding of these star-led political movements.
But Vijay didn't seem to flinch at all. On the 15th, he retorted straight back. Did they not spew the same venom at MGR, calling him one who knows nothing of politics? He even invoked Tamil tradition. Is it not Tamil tradition that the old gives way to the new? Their letter drips with bitterness and despair.
No.
So he's not just fighting a current battle. He's deliberately tapping into that whole historical narrative.
Precisely. It's a brilliant move, playing on that historical chessboard of Tamil Nadu politics. Past battles, perceived betrayals. They're constantly invoked there. Vijay is positioning himself not just as a new option, but as the heir to that legacy of challenging the establishment, directly linking his own struggle to MGR's. It's a really powerful narrative to build right at the start.
Okay, so beyond the charisma, the spectacle, the political jabs, these pit stops Vijay is making, they do seem to be genuine listening posts, too. Not just photo ops. We saw reports, didn't we? Sanitation workers in Trichy talking about wage gaps getting 15,000 rupees a month when they were promised 18,000. Anganwadi staff, the childcare workers, in Perambalur venting about 6-hour shifts with no crutches for their own kid.
Real everyday issues.
Exactly. And farmers in the Delta region expressing their deep worries about the Kaveri water situation. The 2025 monsoon was poor, hitting paddy yields by maybe 20%. And Vijay's pledged things like farmer banks for crop loans at just 4% interest.
This blend of theater and actual policy discussion, it's captivating. But is there a risk? Does the spectacle sometimes overshadow the substance? Especially for a new party trying to prove its credentials.
That's the tightrope, isn't it?
It absolutely is. It's the tightrope every star politician has to walk. But that engagement on grassroots issues is absolutely crucial, especially in Tamil Nadu. It's India's most urbanized state, yes, but it still has huge rural inequities. So by addressing these specific things, Anganwadi workers striking in Salem, nurses in Tirunelveli pointing out 30% vacancy rates in the primary healthcare centers, the PHCs, doctors worried about violence after COVID. By talking about those things, Vijay connects with people on tangible problems they face every day. And his proposals, like safe zones for doctors, better insurance for healthcare workers, pushing for state board parity in education, that neat issue he's been fighting since 2017.
He sued over that, right?
He did. It shows a focused agenda that goes beyond just slogans. We're also hearing about women-centric policies, like pushing for 33% reservation in assemblies, similar to what they have in Kerala. The spectacle draws people in, definitely, but it's the substance that has to keep them invested long term.
And the entertainment factor. Oh, it's completely baked in. Picture this scene from Trichy. College girls, all in yellow TVK t-shirts, doing a flash mob to one of Vijay's hit songs from Vuri Su. But they twisted the lyrics to vote for change.
Clever.
Right. And apparently, this grandpa, maybe an old MGR fan, jumped in too. Couldn't get the steps right, but totally got the spirit. Everyone loved it. Or in Perambalur, when it was raining, the party workers formed this human chain with umbrellas, spelling out TVK 2026 from above. That went viral, got like 5 lakh likes instantly.
Brilliant, using his celebrity not just for crowds, but for engagement, making it fun.
This mix of, like, heroism and humor seems to be exactly what hooks people. Even the skeptics are noticing. Saw one tweet joking, Vijay's tour, where traffic jams feel like parties and police outnumber potholes.
Huh. It's almost like a political pop concert tour, isn't it? But behind all that glamour, the logistics seem incredibly well organized, like a well-oiled film production, maybe? TVK's got this 5,000-strong cadre corps, trained apparently through webinars since 2024. They handle the hard stuff, checking routes, managing crowds, even making eco-friendly banners out of old recycled film hoardings.
That's smart.
And the caravan itself, it's a tech marvel. Wi-Fi hotspots, live stream studios built in, even a mini clinic for heat stroke cases. It's not just a bus, it's a mobile command center. It amplifies every moment, turning local chats into potentially viral national stories instantly.
And the money behind it all. The whispers are around RC50 crore for the whole tour, supposedly crowdfunded, mostly through membership we use just 100 rupees a pop plus Vijay putting in his own money. The party's really emphasizing no corporate donors, pushing that people's movement tag hard.
Yeah, that crowdfunding angle is a key part of the strategy, the narrative. It positions TVK as truly grassroots, powered by ordinary people, not big corporate interests. That can resonate really deeply with voters who are often wary of big money in politics. It's a deliberate attempt to contrast themselves with how the established parties are often funded, or perceived to be funded.
Okay, so week 1 of this epic tour wraps up. PD has already moved on to Thinjavur, playing a heritage talk near the famous Brihadiswara temple, apparently. Then it's on to Pudukkottai and Ramanathapuram next. The pace is relentless. And all eyes, obviously, are starting to look towards the 2026 assembly elections. 234 seats up for grabs. It's going to be another dramatic contest.
Oh, undoubtedly. And the polls, like that C-Voter survey from September 2025, they predict a really interesting scenario. DMK leading at around 40%, AI-ADMK at 28%, but TVK pulling in 12%. Now that 12%, maybe even 8-10%, that's potentially enough to play spoiler in maybe 50 or so constituencies.
Seats, that's huge.
It could be. It makes TVK a really critical force, even if they don't win outright everywhere. And while this tour isn't technically election campaigning, yet the rules say explicit campaigning can't start until March 2026. It is undeniably a powerful statement. And, as you said, a very thorough voter census in action. He's gathering data, mapping a mood.
Which brings us right back to that core question, doesn't it? Will this massive tour actually turn all these fans into committed voters? Or will the momentum eventually fizzle out like a disappointing movie sequel? The stakes are incredibly high for Vijay for his new party, navigating this blend of celebrity, policy, and just raw political ambition.
History gives us mixed signals, doesn't it? MGR faced all those smears, called charm-dependent, accused of knowing nothing. Yet he won 5 terms as chief minister. An incredible run. Annadure masterfully used his writing, his ideology to captivate people. The path for a star-turning politician is never straightforward. It's always tough, but it's always captivating theater, especially in Tamil Nadu, where that line between screen hero and political leader has always been, well, incredibly blurry.
So as that caravan keeps rolling, leaving behind this trail of yellow flags and so many questions, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What kind of political legacy will Vijay ultimately write? Not just for himself, but for the millions watching this whole fascinating journey unfold. many perhaps hoping he is that genuine third force they've been waiting for.